What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be getting back to our roots. Today we are going to be doing a Shin Godzilla news and updates. So, first off, we're going to be showing off some art from the community. Starting out with some art that was sent to me in response to me saying in my previous video that if you guys tweeted me art or sent it to me through one form or another, if I really liked it, I'd show it off. And that is true. I've seen a lot of you guys' art. You guys have sent me loads of art. But for this one, I'm going to be specifically showing off Shin Godzilla related art. And, you know, if you sent me Shin Godzilla related art and it's not featured in this video, that just might mean that I'm saving it for another video. Like, because we have a lot to cover in terms of Shin Godzilla, which it may sound weird because, you know, the movie's it happened 2 years ago. So, like, what updates would there be? But there are updates, so, you know, we have a lot to cover because I haven't done one of these in like half a year at least, probably more than that. So if it's not in this one, maybe it'll be in the next one. Starting off, we have some art sent to me by Bionic Bandit. This is it's a pretty nice picture of Shin Godzilla using his atomic breath. One thing that I really like about this is the way he does the smoke, the way he colors the smoke. I love how all of the bottom of the smoke has a nice orange glow to it from the fire. And I also really like the little small detail of the spiral ray going around Shin Godzilla's atomic breath. I think that's really neat. Next up, it's not art that was sent to me, but it's art that I found through the DeviantArt page, and this is just all Godzilla, Shin Godzilla related art, and it's fantastic. The Godzilla community, man, they pump out some amazing art. This one's from AVGK04 on DeviantArt. It's just a portrait of Shin Godzilla roaring. Next up, we have a fantastic drawing of one of the, he calls it the New Genesis Shin Godzilla. Basically, the humanoid that comes off of Shin Godzilla's tail from the same guy, AVGK04. Next up, we have a picture from Destroya3 on DeviantArt, which is just a nice picture of Shin Godzilla roaring again. This one was dated 11/3/17, so it's kind of old. But you know what, these are all probably fairly old if I'm honest. The next one's fantastic. This one is a collab, I guess, between Jay-Z's Skipped Leg Day and Sentinel Prime 99. This is just fantastic. Shin Godzilla versus Godzilla 2014. This is awesome, man. I really, really like this. This is like thumbnail worthy artwork right here. Next up, we have a picture from Woodzilla 200. It's a picture of Shin Godzilla fighting Destroya. The buildings look great. The lightning looks amazing. I believe this is in the same location where Godzilla fights King Ghidorah, maybe? You know, he may not have put that much thought into it, and I'm just reading into this big building in the background here, but it does look similar to me to the area where Godzilla fights Ghidorah in 91. And it's, like I said, it's a nice picture of Shin Godzilla fighting Destroya. He does great work on the two monsters designs, and also with his fire drawings too, with the way he colors the fire. Fantastic. This looks like it's hand drawn, which is incredibly impressive. I wish I could color that well and hand draw that well. I just certainly can't. Alright, and our final one from DeviantArt comes from Kid of Squid. This is just a really cool picture. This one's a real portrait right here. This is a nice portrait of Shin Godzilla. He says it took him about 4.5 to 5 hours to make, and it's beautiful, man. This face and the tail, you know what? If we saw something like that in the movie, you would never hear me say that there wasn't a face and tail, because I mean, look at that. That's amazing right there, and it looks so menacing too. That is crazy. That's fantastic artwork. This is great artwork in the community, guys. The next one was sent to me by Jose AGU7313649 on Twitter. It's a picture made by Skull Ghidorah 2016. This is just a fan art of, it's a cross between GMK and Shin Godzilla. It just looks freaking disgusting, dude. This thing looks horrifying. I mean, the tail looks really nice, you know, it looks very Shin Godzilla-esque. I love the blue integrated with Shin Godzilla's design. I think that would have been maybe a little more aesthetically appealing than the red. but I do like the red because it makes Shin Godzilla look more damaged, and I like that. And I love this neck piece going up here with the big slit in the neck where the gills used to be. That's fantastic. The dorsal fins look great, GMK, but then you get to the head and it just looks so gross. It doesn't look like it belongs there, and that's because, you know, it doesn't. The neck's really long. It looks disgusting. I'm not saying that as like this artwork's horrible. I'm saying that as like this guy accomplished his job in making probably the scariest and yet grossest Godzilla ever. Look at that. That's so gross. I don't like to look at it, man. He's got like gills in the wrong spot. I'm not saying, once again, I'm not saying that as like a flaw in the artwork. I'm saying like, look at that, dude. He's got like gills on his head and gills on his neck. That's so gross. That was fantastic though. It is. It's a great artwork. It's a great art piece. Very well made. Next up, you guys know me. I always got to show off GNA's art because this guy, he is the Picasso of the god. No, Picasso's not that good at painting. Anyways, this was a fantastic piece. It's just like a tribute to Shin Godzilla, and it looks amazing. I really like GNA's art style. All right, now our first real story is the April Fool's prank for this year, which came out of Toho. It was the announcement that there was going to be a massive, I think they said it was a Godzilla store. It was supposed to be a Godzilla store slash hotel, and it was basically just a hotel that has Shin Godzilla coming out of it, and it's a roller coaster. Looks like the idea was the roller coaster starts on the tip of the tail, and then you ride down Godzilla's back, come up through his dorsal fins and out his mouth. If they really made that in real life, do you know how amazing that would be? I hate roller coasters. I never go on them, but I would go on that. It's fake, but it's really cool looking. Remember last year, this was way better than last year's prank. Last year, they just said that they were going to put out Kamata-kun phone cases, and everyone was like, oh, ha ha ha, so funny. But then people actually turned them into phone cases, and they were like, yeah, these are, now they're real things, and we sell them. So, was it really a prank, or was it just a premonition? But I don't know, this hotel slash roller coaster thing is pretty hilarious. I love it. All right, next up, it's not really news, is it? It's more of just like, hey, I found this picture and I want to show it off for a couple reasons. This is stated as Mr. Fukuda's Shin Godzilla. Basically, it's just his like Shin Godzilla display. But a few things I want to point out here. Number one, we covered this in news updates in the past, but here's the model of Shin Godzilla using his dorsal beams. This is a really cool little figure. They also sold one of Shinagawa-kun and Kamata-kun. So I don't remember how to find these. They sold one of normal Shin Godzilla as well. I don't remember how you find these, but you know, we've covered it in the past. The real reason I wanted to show this off is because if you look up here on top, you have the X Plus. But if you look down here on the bottom, you have the Tanaka Studios Shin Godzilla. And this highlights why I love Tanaka Studios more than I love X Plus, and why I'm always picking Tanaka Studios in my videos over X Plus. It's because look at the difference here. The X Plus looks good, but the Tanaka Studios is amazing, and there's like a $200 price difference between the two, but I think it's worth it. I mean, I seriously do. It's like 200 to 300 actually, but it's still, I think it's worth it. This Shin Godzilla, first of all, it lights up, all the red glows. That's fantastic. Second of all, it's so much bigger, and third, it's so much more detailed, and it looks way more movie accurate. I love it. But that's not to discredit X Plus. In fact, we're going to talk about an amazing X Plus piece coming up here in a second. Here's something weird. I don't really know what it is, but I guess in Japan they threw a big Shin Godzilla party, and it looks like a lot of people went to it, and there's not really much other information on it other than that, so I guess we'll move on. But I just felt like I should mention it because a whole bunch of people retweeted it. So before we get into the new X Plus figure, I want to talk a bit about the upcoming Shin Godzilla SH Monster Arts fourth form Frozen version. It's coming out July 2018, so really soon. The price is $132 US. The pre-orders are open as of now, and you can buy it from all these different sites, but you can buy it in America. This is being distributed in the US through different US vendors, which is really cool. SH Monster Arts doesn't do that a lot because of all these rights discrepancies that are always happening with Bluefin and everything like that, but it's cool to see that this one, it appears figures was able to make it to the States, and I am certainly gonna get one. You know, I feel like they've remade the Shin Godzilla figure like 5 times by now, but I'm not sick of it at all. I love the figure. I could buy tons of different versions of it, and you know, they know that there's suckers like me out there, and that's why they keep making them, because we're just gonna eat it up and pay their bills. Meanwhile, we all go bankrupt, but they don't really care about us, now do they? Alright, next up, a guy named James, aka Horror Fan 1984, tweeted me a picture and said, I'm down for that, in relation to this when I announced that I was going to be doing the Shin Godzilla news and updates. And then he said, I'm looking forward to the upcoming Yuji Sakai 30 centimeters X Plus. He linked to me a picture that I had never seen before of the Yuji Sakai X Plus coming out, and it's fantastic, man. This is what I look for from X Plus. This looks great, and it's highlighted in these next few pictures as well. As we can see, here it is in its workshop, and it's like I said, 30 centimeters, and it looks amazing. It looks very similar to the original leaks we got for Shin Godzilla of the animatronic. I think that's a really neat approach to it, and although it's not too screen accurate, that's where Tanaka Studios comes in. It is really good, and it's, I think, more screen accurate than the traditional Shin sculpt from X Plus. Up next is something I've never heard of either. This is the Hiroshi Fukura prototype Shin Godzilla 2016 model. I don't know if this is going to go on sale, but it looks very good. This is, again, I think this one looks very similar to the other X Plus Shin Godzilla, the Atomic Breath variant. It looks more similar to that rather than the normal X Plus Shin Godzilla, but either way, it's not something that totally interests me when I'm sticking with the either Yuji Sakai or Tanaka Studios. Someone posted a picture to Facebook of Shin Godzilla behind the scenes that I had never seen before of the Atomic Breath in action. I'm not sure if this is official or someone's fan project. Either way, it looks very cool. So I would recommend going and checking it out. It looks very sophisticated, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was official. It's not like from the movie or anything, so who knows. Alright, so our next news is that the 1995 iconic Heisei Godzilla statue, which sat outside some plaza that I can't pronounce in Japan, I think this may have been near Toho Studios. It was recently replaced by a Shin Godzilla statue. This Heisei statue had been up there for years, but it just recently got replaced. You can go check out links in the descriptions for its reveal, which was posted on Gamoru Island, or you can check out any of the screenshots that I have from the original people who tweeted them out. These people were basically just taking pictures that show off the brand new statue, and oh boy, it's really cool. You guys know me, I'm a big fan of Shin Godzilla, and this is a very sleek Shin Godzilla. His legs aren't disproportionate to his body this time. This is a fairly slim Shin Godzilla. The only thing that's disproportionate here is his insanely long tail, which I'm a big fan of. I love how long his tail is. So this is a really cool statue. It seems pretty big. There's no pictures with people next to it other than the reveal shot, but it looks to be pretty big. From the reveal, it looks to be like maybe 10 feet tall. Alright, moving on. There was a TV spot for the Canal City, I don't know what that is, but for something called Canal City in Japan, and it was being, quote, destroyed by Shin Godzilla. It was like a Shin Godzilla takeover for a little bit, where they did this TV spot featuring Shin Godzilla destroying basically Canal City. First of all, it's new integration of CGI that we've never seen before, so it's always cool to see, but first of all, it really highlights the scale of Shin Godzilla, something that the movie doesn't always do a great job of. The movie does a pretty good job of it, but not always great. This one really shows off how damn big he is, but it also uses some of those CG shots that we've seen in other TV spots as well. They're just a little bit changed up to fit the new trailer. We also get to see a pretty weird image of a smaller looking Shin Godzilla kind of walking his way through the city. You can see the Canal City in the background there. And then he rips off the roof or whatever and roars inside. And then the video shows something really weird. It shows like this laser light show on the side of a wall outside. And what this is was, it was an actual projection of Shin Godzilla's laser light show going on this wall while these fountains went off. People actually posted pictures of this with a display of fountain work going on around it on Twitter, so you can check out the other links in the description for that. They had the Battle in Outer Space music playing. playing. It was a really cool looking thing. I wish I could have seen that in person. And then GNA got the chance to go down there to Canal City and just check it out, and it basically looks like they had a big Shin Godzilla banner, as well as just a big Shin Godzilla statue. I'm not sure what else they did inside Canal City, whatever Canal City is, but it looks like basically all they did was just have a statue. So nothing that impressive. The TV spot's cool though. So these are pictures, I don't really know what they are. People keep saying they're from something called the Hawaiian Apricot. I don't know what that is though. It's like, I don't know, is it in Hawaii? Because as a lot of you guys pointed out in my previous videos, whenever we talked about the Monster Planet display, or City on the Edge of Battle, my bad, that everything was in Japanese, and it doesn't make sense for it to be Japanese if this is a Hawaiian display, but I don't know. Everything keeps labeling it as Hawaiian, so we're going to assume that it is. Basically, there was a massive Godzilla exhibit at this Hawaiian Apricot until the 6th of, I believe, May. Maybe it's still there, I'm not sure. Let's look at the picture, okay? You can see this picture. This is a far view. We're not going to focus on Shin Godzilla for a second, okay? We'll focus on, first of all, does that look familiar? Because it should. We definitely just covered that in a previous news update. So that's really cool to see, like, a far back perspective shot of it. Second of all, it looks like they have maybe a 54 Godzilla, a Heisei Godzilla, and a Millennium Godzilla statue. I think those are who those are. I definitely know that's a Millennium Godzilla because you can tell from the dorsal fins. And then you got the Godzilla Earth over there, who's just massive. He stands out because that's just such a different design than all the others. But then, whoa, what is that? It's a massive Shin Godzilla head. Like, what, 30 feet tall? That is huge, and his hands are poking up through the ground. That's hilarious. Now we got some front shots of it that really show off how beautiful and amazing this thing is. There was a video taken by a man who basically just shows off the hands of the thing for the whole time, so I'm not really gonna play the video here, but basically he just shows off the hands of the thing and Shin Godzilla's head a little bit, so you can go check the link in the description for that. Then there were a whole bunch of pictures that were released showing off that this was a massive Shin Godzilla head roaring out, coming through the balcony, busting through this wall. Then I love how you can see the red in the chest, so we keep continuity with the movie. His arms are quite a bit lower than they should be realistically. They're coming through the ground way down there, which is kind of awkward when you know that the neck's right here, so the chest piece would be right here and the rest of the body should be around that. So I don't know why the hands are where they are, but either way, it's pretty cool. The hands are like human sized, which is insane. Just gives you a little bit of scale on how big this thing is, and I love the purple lighting around it too. It makes everything feel very Anno inspired. Then, of course, we have a picture of a man being eaten by the head because, you know, when you have something that big, people are going to take memes of it. So that's all the time I have for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you tune in next time. It'll be a Godzilla Monster Planet or anime video next time. Sorry, City on the Edge of Battle. I'm never going to get used to that. It'll be a Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle video next time, so you can tune in then to see that one. And maybe afterward, I'll alternate and I'll hit up another Shin Godzilla news and updates because we do have some other stuff to talk about. Thanks, everybody. D-Man, out.